What up, watch peeps? Today we're going to talk about Vostok for a bit. I gave a brief history on Vostok in one of my previous videos, so I'm not going to do that again today. Today I just want to talk about why and how I enjoy Vostok watches. For me, Vostok adds an element of fun and variety to my collection. Like many people, I have a core collection, and then I have a bunch of stuff that I just have fun with. People do this in all sorts of different ways. Some people with Casios or G-Shocks or just serial flipping, whatever. For me, Vostok works because I actually wear all these, and they bring some fun colors and wacky dials when I start to get bored or there's just nothing new that I'm excited about. So I just got a package in the mail today, so let's open that up, maybe do a quick mod. These are all my watches, not donated or lent into the channel. Speaking of which, if you're enjoying the channel, subscribing is a huge help, always much appreciated. If you've been wondering, what is this shirt? Alright, let's get to it. I'm Pete, and we are Chillin' with Watches. Alright guys, wrist check. I am wearing the Vostok. This is the 090 Special Edition GMT from Marinam. And we have got a package. This is actually from Russia, if you can believe it. I ordered this after a couple other Marinam orders that I placed. Those still haven't got here, but this guy was not from Marinam, a different supplier, I guess you'd say, out of Russia. He managed to get it here a little faster. So let's see what we got. Now, word on the street is that those packages that Marinam is, well, that Russia's been sitting on for a couple months now, are supposed to start hitting the shores of the U.S. Beginning of this month, beginning of July. So hopefully we should see those soon. Alright, what I've got here is, that's funny, another blue 090. I do not remember the reference for this dial, but I have a bezel that I ordered from Boris_GVB. Now, he sells on eBay and Amazon. He's out of the Ukraine. He manages to get his stuff here in a rather timely fashion. So I have a new bezel for it, and I've had this bezel insert that I've been sitting on for quite a while. I'm not sure the blues are going to quite match up. This is from Degas, I think. But my plan was this bezel, this insert, this watch, and I have a new handset. They're paddle hands with a white hour hand, orange minute hand. I just love that blue and orange colorway. I thought that would look really good, so well, let's take a look at this bezel insert and see how it looks against the blue of this dial, since they're not exactly the same shade. You can't tell. Some of the pictures you see of this watch, the dial looks a darker blue, and in some it looks a lighter blue. Looking at it in person, and I kind of feel like I could live with it. Yeah, if you can see when the light's hitting it, it is a lighter. It's not quite as dark as that bezel looks, but it is definitely darker than the dial. I'm going to go for it. Let's just put it on. This already has the adhesive ring on there. So the great thing about Vostok bezels is they're friction. There's no clicks, so you don't have to worry about lining up the insert pip with the 12 o'clock marker on the dial, because you have infinite adjustability, so we can literally do this on the fly. Let me see if I can get that ring off of there. So yeah, I usually use tweezers to just get underneath there and pull this off. I've been sitting on this bezel for a while. It was actually originally intended, you can see this one uses like a black double-sided adhesive. I've seen that before. This Boris bezel, I've used these Boris bezels a few times, and they're kind of nice. The clearance over the crown, which is sometimes an issue on the different cases with Vostoks, this one clears it very nicely. As long as you use a flat insert with it, it sits very flush with the edge of the bezel, and it ends up sitting really nice with the crystal as well. So that is that. Too much going on in the background. Alright, so the bezels for these often come off quite easily. Let's see if I can do this. Alright, maybe not. Let me grab a tool real quick. Alright, so what I usually use is this guy. And you can just shove it under any old rag. You see I've done that quite a few times. This thing's got the battle scars. And you're just going to want to wedge it underneath the bezel insert. Not super hard to do on a Vostok, but let's see if I can get it in there. Once you get it in there, you just kind of want to work it around a little, right? And you can see it's already coming off. And that's about that. The way they work is they use a ring, a tension ring inside there, if you can see that wire. And that will capture that little lip on there. And that is how that works. So, this one, I'm not sure if this comes pre-installed with the wire. I think all the Boris bezels always do. So, put that on there. You can usually just press these guys right down on there. Sometimes it takes a little more work. Should have probably taken the bracelet off. Let's get the bracelet off so I can push it down onto the table. Alright, that's better. Let's see if I can... I'm trying to do this on camera, but... this one being new is kind of tight. Alright. Yeah, kind of hard to do where I'm at, but I think I just got it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, you can see that is on. Sits nicely flush with the case, and you'll see the clearance on the crown I was talking about. There's always good clearance, and if you can see the flat part of the crystal is right even with the flat of the bezel insert. This one's actually pretty nice and tight still. It's not super loose, so kind of like that. But yeah, there we go. An 090. Now I just gotta wait for the hands to get here. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Side by side the other 090. Alright, just wanted to show that real quick. Just came in today and I wanted to wear it, so I figured I'd get it on video real quick. Now, you've probably heard about the horrible Vostok bracelets before, so we'll take a quick look at this. Actually, spring bars actually look pretty nice. That does not, oh, there, catch that. Maybe not. But yeah, if you'll see these bracelets, let's take a quick look at this thing. I don't think I've ever used one of these. I mean, you can see it's just a really basic pressed. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way. I think it's trying to focus on too much of this other stuff. Really basic, focused, pressed clasp. You can see it's just very thin. The links are rolled. If you can see through the wrapping there, you can see. Yeah, just nothing really to write home about. I do like that it has the a flared first link, right? That is where the first link is wider than the lug width. And I think on a lot of these cases, Vostok cases, you'll find that that's a nice option. It's a shame this bracelet isn't better. Maybe I can make this thing work. Who knows? Yeah, we're going to do something with this. So I put the bracelet in the blast cabinet and gave it a bead blast finish. It's not an exact match for the case, but it's better than it was, and I think it's actually usable. I think I like it better like this. But the bracelet is an option. You can see I think it just looks really cool. It's a lot of fun. Something you're having a good time messing around with, and that mod took me, what, 5 minutes? I mean, some of the other things you can do. This is like an aquadial scuba dude. This bezel, they actually come highly polished like so. And you can very easily brush them to get the look I have here. And you do that like this. But you can see it comes out with a pretty nice brush finish on the bezel. All in all, I think that's also a pretty cool look. It's fun, nice pop of color. Going to the beach, you need a real beach beater. I mean, there's not much more of a beach beater watching this. And all these are 200 meters water resistance. I get that these watches aren't for everybody. They have the wobbly crown and all the little quirks they're known for, but fun factor, they come in pretty high. I actually brush finished the bezel on this one as well. The case came brushed. Even vintage. I have a vintage Vostok. I think I picked this thing up for like 20 bucks. It's a hand wind only. This is actually a commander ski. But yeah, it still works great. No real issues with it, and for 20 bucks, what the heck, I'll run it into the ground. I have a smooth bezel here that I plan to do a mod on. So take something like this, put a smooth bezel on it and turn it into something more like a sport watch or a pilot watch. So that's an upcoming mod I think I'm going to do, and all the parts are relatively cheap. So whether you pick like a fun, colorful dial like these, or you go with the pretty standard, more tame GMT that I'm wearing, or even a super tame all black dial diver, there's a lot of options and variety, and honestly, you can just have a lot of fun playing around with Vostok watches.
Keep the loom.
So I wanted to do that part as almost a joke because, well, the loom on Vostok is nothing to write home about. It has gotten better over the years. All right, let's flip the camera back around and wrap this up. So even if you guys don't like Vostoks, maybe now you can understand why some people like me love messing around with them. They're just fun. And if you've never tried a Vostok, their regular models like this one are 75 bucks. And they have a huge catalog, all sorts of different cases and dials. And they also sell bezels, straps, and other parts. And they're super easy to mod. So if any of you guys have any Vostoks or even modded ones, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. Before I let you go, sneaker check. Yeah, I'm wearing my new Jordan 11 lows. All right, I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.